do all healthy plants need in every cell in order to grow? Well, water, minerals, and gases. But before these raw materials, the nutrients, get to every cell, they're absorbed at plant surfaces. Gases are absorbed through the leaves, and other nutrients are taken in mostly through the root system. And from what we know about absorption, we can help protect plants. Protect plants? Like from pests? Well, pesticides are used to literally kill pests.
But what does that have to do with plant absorption?
Well, one way to kill pests is to poison their food.
There's a pretty wide variety of pesticides. Can you tell me about some of them?
Pesticides really is a collective term for a variety of different types of chemicals that are used and intended to kill or suppress different types of organisms. Insecticides are used to control harmful insects without harming other organisms. Fungicides are intended to control fungi or some other organisms that attack plants. And herbicides are used to kill or remove harmful plants that keep crop plants from producing to their maximum capacity. So pesticides is really a collective term that sometimes gets bad press, mostly because people really don't know very much about them.
Plants absorb matter, like minerals and water, through their root hairs. The root hairs are single-celled and have a huge surface area for absorption.
Well, minerals and water move from the soil into the root hairs through diffusion.
I remember, down a concentration gradient.
Good.
Minerals and water move from areas of high concentration in the soil to lower concentration in the roots. When the minerals aren't available at all, the deficiency will show in the plant.
Well, if the nutrients don't occur naturally, we have to supply them.
Adding fertilizer? So, a pesticide that's applied to the soil will also be absorbed into the root hairs.
Well, that's a starting point, but remember, the aphids attack the plant's leaves.
So why not apply the pesticide directly onto the leaves, or onto the bark near the leaves? The roots are about as far away as you can get.
So when would you apply the pesticide directly onto the leaves of the plant?
With the herbicide, I would say you do that in most instances, but with an insecticide or a fungicide, you do it only if the insects or the fungi are on the outside of the leaf tissue. Because if the insects are eating or feeding inside the plant, or the disease organism is inside the plant, then you have great difficulty in getting the insecticide to the site where it's supposed to be. It's like taking medical drugs. If you have trouble in your stomach, you might take a pill by mouth. If you have muscle problems, they might inject it in your muscle somewhere, your arm or your behind. And if it's something on the skin, then you might just put it on the outside of the skin.
What about putting them into the soil?
Putting them into the soil is useful for on two occasions. One, if the pesticide is taken up most easily by the roots and has to get inside the plant, or if you're trying to control insects that actually live in the soil. Things like cutworms or various other grubs that may attack radishes or the roots of plants, they live in the soil, and the only way to control them is to put the insecticide right on the soil.
If you look at the underside of a leaf, you'll see these microscopic openings, pores, stomata. Stomata open and close for gas exchange. That's where most of the carbon dioxide and oxygen enter and leave the plant.
Gases are also absorbed in the stems through pores called lenticels.
And in the root hairs, along with the nutrients.
But by far the most gas is absorbed in the leaves.
So, nutrients and gases are absorbed at specialized locations on the plant's surfaces.
Right, to be used by every cell within the plant.